Hello everyone, Ember here, and welcome back to a new video. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at the set reveal for Nil Zero or Monka Zero, whichever one it's going to be translated to in the West, but it doesn't matter too much because our set will be called Perfect Order, which will release in March. So, we won't actually see these cards in English for kind of a long time, but still, it is worth talking about. New cards are always fun to have a look at. So yeah, as for the card reveals though, we have a new Barbarical line. Has the ability Stone Arms, which is honestly quite impressive. It says once during your turn, you may attach a basic fighting card from your hand to one of your fighting type Pokemon. Quite impressive, to be honest. I could see this being really good in GLC. But as for standard, honestly, quite a nice ability to just have. Like I've always thought that Mega Lucario was kind of slacking a bit. Like even with that first attack to help it accelerate energy, it would be nice to have like an ability that can just accelerate a bit of energy, which would be really nice. Also, things like Mega Howlucha that's going to be coming around in Ascended Heroes. Things like that Baby Blood Moon would be nice as well. It also says it does have to be to a fighting type Pokemon, so there is like limited utility for this card. And it's not like Frostmoth or anything where you can accelerate any amount of energy that you want. It's just one energy. But you still get like two or three of these in play, and you can ramp quite a bit of energy in your turn. So I do quite like Barbarical. Of course, there is a slight downside. The Binnacle has 8 HP, so we will not be able to use Buddy Buddy Poffin. But there is an item card that's coming out in the set anyway that lets you search your deck for any Pokemon without a Roblox and just put it into your hand. So if you run like 3 or 4 copies of that item, you should be fine, really. So yeah, I do quite like Barbarical. I do think it'll be very good, so that's nice to see. Also got the main star of the show in this video, at least, is Mega Zygarde EX. Very, very powerful card. Has 310 HP, which is a lot for a basic Pokemon to have. Like, we will be losing Bravery Charm to rotation, I think. But still, like, 310 HP is a lot for a basic Pokemon to have. Again, though, giving up 3 prize cards with it being a Mega kind of sucks. But yeah, a lot of HP. That is a lot of HP. So yeah, 2 attacks. Gaia Wave does 200 damage, which, okay, that's not very impressive. But it does take 30 less damage from attacks, so, it might help you survive. This will be able to one-hit KO bench sitters. Ahem, Meowth EX. So, 200 damage, I guess, isn't the worst thing in the world, but, 3 energy is also kind of easy to pay for if you use a Mega Lucario to accelerate energy, or I guess Barbarical, but, either way, pretty good attack. The damage, like, isn't that impressive, but we have other ways of attacking, so it's not the end of the world. The other attack, called Nil Zero, for 5 fighting energy, which is extremely expensive. For each of your opponent's Pokemon, however, you flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 150 damage to that Pokemon. So Mega Lucario is a bit of a meme, really. It's a bit of a meme deck. Now, the funny thing is here, of course, is that you might just do no damage whatsoever. And of course, Mega Lucario kind of sucks at that point. Like your opponent has 6 Pokemon in play, you flip 6 coins, there is a chance you will just flip 6 tails. Like, of course, that's not going to happen every single time. There is variables and whatnot to consider, but at the end of the day, this is an attack that costs 5 energy and is entirely based around chance. So, kind of risky in that sense, but I also really like this because if you get like two or three of these off, well, not want to KO, but you will 3-hit KO pretty much everything in the game, right? That's more than enough damage to KO stuff. So, like, yeah, 3 attacks, you win, cool beans. Like, you can take 6 prize cards very easily with this guy. But the thing is, it still takes 5 energy. So, like, is Barbarical really enough? I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, this ability's good, but you would still need, like, 2 of these out in play. And then, well, no, you'd need 3. And then attach energy turn 1 going first or second. Then, like, turn 2, attach another energy. I guess Mega Ordino can, like, potentially accelerate all the energy you'll ever need. So, like, maybe Mega Ordino is the plan here. Use Mega Ordino to accelerate energy. But I don't know. Like, I kind of want to make this work because it's an amazing attack. Like, it is really funny. But 5 energy is so expensive. Like, I guess Mega Lucario can accelerate 3 of them. But yeah. Okay, maybe Mega Lucario and like Howlucha and Barbarical. Maybe there's like a fighting type box deck, basically. Maybe that's how we play Mega Zygarde. But yeah, it's a very cool card. I'm definitely looking forward to trying it out at the very least. Then we have Meowth EX, the star of the show. Really just trumps Zygarde, which is really funny because of the ability. I know, not very punny. But yeah, trump card catch is the ability. When you play this card from your hand to your bench during a turn, you may search your deck for a support card. So this is just soft confirmation. They're just never getting rid of this ability. Like it's going to be around for all eternity. So we had this most recently with Luminion, and then before that it was what was before Luminion? Was it Tapu Lele? Yeah, Tapu Lele might have been the one before that, and then it was Jirachi EX like way before that. So very cool. Very cool ability. We'll see play is very good. Luminion wasn't as like splashable as Tapu Lele, just because Tapu Lele could actually attack and had a GX attack and everything. And Tapu Lele actually had a decent amount of HP back in the day. Like 170 is not a lot actually these days. So that is something to worth bearing in mind. Like Meowth can get one-shotted very easily, but this is still a very, very powerful ability. It's going to be so easy to just Ultra Ball for one of these things and find boss. And we are losing stuff like Arvin to rotation as well. So we are losing a lot of utility. So having something like Meowth EX will help out a lot as well with keeping things consistent. So yeah, this is going to be a very, very expensive card, I'm guessing. Meowth is also just a very popular Pokemon as well. It's like a very cool Pokemon. So yeah, very excited for this. I think it's a better card than Zygarde, sadly, which is a bit of a shame because this is supposed to be Zygarde's video. But I do think Meowth EX is a bit of a game changer. It is a big deal. Also, the attack is pretty good, 60 damage, and you can return it all to your hand. Great. It is 3 colors, so you'll have to find a way of putting the energy on there. I'm guessing we might see a special energy to help pay for this attack cost. I would assume so. Otherwise, it's very expensive just to do 60 damage. But I'm assuming we'll see some kind of like other energy acceleration. Retreat cost of 1, by the way, as well, is also really good. But yeah, we also have Pokepad, which is the item card we mentioned earlier. Very, very good card, the new staple in GLC. Search your deck for a Pokemon that doesn't have rule box, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Is basically just a Master Ball for GLC, which is great. It's also really good for cube formats. I also think it's just really good in general for standard. Like sadly, I think Diplin is rotating, so we won't be able to play Festival Lead before rotation. Well, after rotation, I should say. But yeah, Pokepad, still a really good item card for single prize decks. So hopefully we get some like other good single prizers, not just well, Typhlosion's fine, but I don't think Typhlosion's quite good enough right now. So we need some good single prize decks, basically. But yeah, cool card. Then we have Core Memory, which for 4 fighting energy lets the Mega Zygarde this card is attached to do 350 damage with Geobuster, which is crazy. So yeah, this tool card is insane. This is a better attack than Munkus Zero, whatever it's called. So yeah, like sure you have to discard all the energy, but there's ways to get it back. You have enough Barbaracle in play. I mean, you just do this once on a Mega Evolution, knock it out, take 3 prize cards. You're probably winning the game after that anyway. Like even if you don't attack the next turn, you're probably just that far ahead where you just win. So I do think Geobuster is an amazing attack. So I do think this is a very good tool card. Very good. We do have Tarragon. I'm assuming he's from Legend ZA. Put up to 4 in any combination of fighting Pokemon and basic fighting ninja cards from your discard pile into your hand. So there you go. There's your fisherman replacement, I guess, to get back energy for core memory. And we can also meow for this. We can trump tail card for it. So that's cool. We also have Naveen, which I think kind of sucks, but I'll read it out anyway. Discard any number of cards from your hand, then draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. Spoiler, I don't think any of these supporters have been that good in the past. Like maybe in some sort of weird turbo deck where you're trying to like deck yourself out, but I don't think Naveen is that good. And then we have Luminous City, which is kind of like Artisan, but kind of sucks. Once during each player's turn, that player may search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto their bench. Then that player shuffles their deck, and if a player uses this effect, their turn ends. A bit rough. I would much rather use something like Nest Balls, if that's staying in rotation, and Pokepad. However, if we do actually lose a lot of Pokemon Search to rotation, especially the rotation after this as well, then I could definitely see like maybe this coming back if basics are going to be pushed again, like big, heavy basics. I mean, we're supposed to be getting Mega Greninja soon, and the Mega Starters from Kalos, so that is something worth considering. But yeah, Luminous City, kind of interesting. We also have Rock Fighting Energy. The card this provides fighting energy while this card is attached to a Pokemon and prevent all effects of attacks done by your opponent's Pokemon. Oh, used by your opponent's Pokemon. Done to the fighting Pokemon this card is attached to. Okay, so that's interesting. So yeah, it's just effects of attacks. So things like confusion, I guess. Effects that would say like discard energy. Your opponent can't attack next turn. Things like that. I don't think it's super, super important though. Like it's not an insane card or anything. But yeah, not the worst. We also have Mega Zygarde. What do you do? So this is going to be releasing alongside it in a special product, which is fine. Has the attack Gale Cut. Does 50. If it has no damage counters on it, you do 200 damage. Not awful, I guess, because you're really bulky. So like you could use an item to heal it. You know, maybe we get a max potion reprint at some point. Maybe we could use Gale Cut. And then Marvelous Edge just does 240 for 2 fighting and colors, which is, I guess, kind of efficient, but it's not like the greatest. Like you could make a rogue deck out of this if you really wanted to with like Mega Lucario, but I don't think it's that impressive really. But yeah, also we are getting a perfect order set on March 27th, since Nil Zero only contains 80 cards, which is not a lot, before Secret Rares. We will more than likely get the cards from Ninja Spinner in our English set as well, or like most of them, and then, you know, most of Ninja Spinner will then get pushed back to the next set. Or we could just get like a very, very, very small set in English, but I just don't see that happening. It's probably just going to be Ninja Spinner as well. So if you want to know like the schedule, I guess, this is Japan's schedule, by the way. January 23rd, Nil Zero featuring Mega Zygarde releases. And then that's also when Mega Gallade releases. In March 13th, we'll see Ninja Spinner. So honestly, we'll start to see reveals for Ninja Spinner, like, I guess, in February, which is quite nice. And then Storm Emeralda featuring Mega Quasi EX will show up at some point. We don't actually know when the set's releasing. Same for Abyss Eye featuring Mega Darkrai. We don't know when these sets are releasing, but they will show up eventually. And then Celebration Collection as a special TCG 30th anniversary set. Yeah, that's got to release at some point. So yeah, it's going to be a busy year. I think Mega Greninja, well, Mega Greninja is probably going to be good, but I will see. Honestly, I thought they would make Mega Zygarde better, but I guess we've just had some fighting support with like Premium Power Pro, so maybe they didn't want to make it too good. That's another thing actually I forgot to mention while talking about Gaia Wave is you could use Premium Power Pro just to increase it to like 230, which is a much better number, or like all the way up to 290 or something. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, some interesting cards for sure. Let me know what you think about these down below. Will you be trying out Mega Zygarde? And yeah, thank you for watching.